Let's talk about pre-turbo water methanol injection. People say it's dumb, people say it'll kill your turbo, and yeah, they're not wrong. But here's the thing, it works and it works scarily well. So in this video, I'm gonna break it down like this. First, why it's bad, then why it works so well, and finally, if you're crazy enough to try it, how to set it up without instantly grenading your turbo. So, why is it bad? Let's start with the obvious. The number one problem with pre-turbo water methanol injection is compressor wheel erosion. Your turbo's compressor wheel is spinning at nearly 100,000 RPM. At that speed, even microscopic droplets of water hitting the blades aren't harmless. They're like little bullets, think of it like sandblasting. Every droplet that doesn't fully vaporize before contact is slowly chewing away at the aluminum. And why that matters is, turbos rely on insanely tight tolerances. The clearance between the compressor wheel and the housing is razor thin, so when erosion dulls those edges or causes imbalance, efficiency drops. The turbo runs hotter, vibrations increase, and eventually you're looking at cracks, imbalance, or total failure. So yes, this is why people call it turbo suicide. It's not instant death, it's slow, creeping damage that shortens your turbo's lifespan, and it's even worse off when you do this incorrectly. That being said, if it's so risky, why do people, including me, even think about doing it? Well, because it really works. When you spray a fine mist of water into hot compressed air, it flash vaporizes. That phase change, liquid turning into vapor, absorbs heat. And when that heat disappears, what you're left with is cooler, denser air. And denser air means one thing: more oxygen per cylinder. More oxygen means bigger combustion, and more combustion means more power. It's basically instant intercooling if done right. Instead of just cooling the charge after compression with a big intercooler, you're cooling it during compression. That makes your turbo run more efficiently. And when you mix in methanol, now you've got a fluid that's not only cooling the charge, but also acts as extra octane. It resists knock, it burns alongside your fuel, and it lets you safely push more timing or more boost. So yeah, the results are insane. You get the kind of dense, oxygen-rich intake charge that feels like strapping a rocket to your car. So, we know why it's bad, we know why it's amazing. Now let's get into the question everyone really wants answered: how to do it right if you're crazy enough. If you're gonna ignore every forum, every tuner, every warning label like I am, here's how to at least set it up in a way that doesn't guarantee failure on day one. So the first step, most importantly, is nozzle placement. Don't just point the nozzle directly at the compressor wheel. That's the worst thing you can do. Instead, mount it in a spot where airflow can help mix the mist before it hits the turbo. A 90-degree bend in the intake piping is perfect. The bend creates turbulence, which helps atomize the spray further and keeps large droplets from slamming straight into the blades. And the second, and arguably the most important step, is atomization. You want the finest mist possible, so use a high-quality system that sprays a low micron count. Tiny droplets vaporize quickly, and the smaller the microns, the smaller the droplets. Big droplets, they're the ones that cause erosion. If you can try and vaporize the water before it hits your turbo, then you're actually going to be pretty safe. Now on to step 3, the fluid type. This is simple. Use distilled water. Do not use tap water. Do not use hose water. Minerals and impurities will coat your blades and accelerate wear. Distilled keeps things clean. The fourth step is flow control. Don't just have the system blasting all the time, tie it into boost. Only spray under load when you actually need the cooling effect. Less spray time equals less erosion overall. Step 5, last but not least, accept reality. If you're running pre-turbo water methanol injection, your turbo is now a consumable. Inspect the blades regularly, log your boost performance, and be ready to rebuild or replace it sooner than stock. If you're not willing to do that, pre-turbo water methanol injection isn't right for you. So, after all that, what's the bottom line? Pre-turbo water meth isn't a myth. It isn't snake oil, and it isn't free power. It does work, and it works for very clear, very simple reasons. However, you're trading turbo life for temporary addicting gains. The only question is, are you willing to pay that price? For me, yeah, I know it's bad, I know the forums will call me an idiot, but the feeling of that dense, cool intake charge hitting and the turbo spooling harder than it should, in my opinion, for myself, that's totally worth it for a stock turbo that's insanely small. If you want to treat your turbo like a wear item, and you set it up intelligently with proper nozzle placement, good atomization, and distilled water, you can do pre-turbo water methanol injection without instantly grenading your setup, and it might even last a really, really long time if you're lucky and do this precisely. But don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and comment down below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.